Hi, thank you for joining me. So, thank you so much for the response I had to the video I did the other day about denying oneself. I had so many messages, private messages from people saying that it really resonated with them. It made them really think about what they have been denying themselves of. And it was such a good topic, and I kind of felt like hearing my guides sort of trying to elaborate more on this word extension of ourselves and why we react to situations as an extension of what we want to feel ourselves. And I noticed this a lot with when I was growing up, my mum was somebody that never used to share with me. She wouldn't share any, she didn't share her thoughts, she didn't share her feelings. If she went to the shop and she bought two chocolate bars, she would come home and eat both the chocolate bars. She didn't share one with me and my brother. Like, she just didn't share. And so growing up as a child, being excited that, oh wow, mum's just bought two chocolate bars, maybe we're going to get one, and then to sit there and watch her eat both of them in front of us and not share them, there's got to be something in that that becomes an extension of the way I react when I become a mother myself. So when I had my own children, I went the complete opposite, and I would go and buy chocolate bars, give them to my children, and not have one myself. Or I would buy clothes for my children and not have any for myself. That extension of that fit, because I wanted to feel, as a child, I wanted to feel as though my mother was sharing with me and giving me things, and I wasn't getting it. So as I became a mother myself, I went the total opposite and gave stuff to my kids and went without myself. You see how that's an extension of what I was feeling, what I want to feel. I didn't want my children to feel what I felt growing up. So that's an extension of something that I wanted. It's not necessarily what they wanted, it's what I wanted. So I was trying to compensate for a need that was within me. And that, if you look at lots of situations in your life, maybe you've had a falling out with a sister, a brother, a parent, a child. Maybe your children don't speak to you. Maybe there's some form of fallout in your family where you don't speak to relatives in the family. There's some kind of extension going on there where they are not able to give to you what you require, because you want a certain feeling from that person. And when they are not giving you that feeling, there's a disconnect. And that can happen when you want something your way, you want it to be your way, and they want it to be their way. And neither person is looking at the other person and understanding why they are reacting the way they're reacting. Because especially if it's a sibling, you've grown up in the same family dynamic. And as siblings, you're both requiring something from your parents. You're requiring some love, attention, to be heard, to be understood. And if you're not getting that, you're going to react. But each person reacts differently. It's like with any situation that's going to unfold, people react differently. You're in control of the way that you react. Some people will see the positive side of things and understand everybody's viewpoint, and they hold it together. They're like the glue that can hold everything together. And then there's other people that it's not going my way, and because it's not going my way, I'm going to be angry with everybody and cause drama with everybody, and then create a scenario where I just don't want them in my life. So it's always It's always our reactions, extension of what we need within ourselves is the way we react with other people. You find it a lot with people that have narcissistic personality disorder. From a very, very early age, they have needed something from their parents. They have needed it so bad and they didn't get it. And the way that they react as they get older and they become an adult, they learn the only way they can get things is to manipulate, is to gaslight, is to lie, is to create a whole fake life so that they can get the feelings from other people. Because they can't give those feelings to themselves. They have to get it from other people because they've been wanting it from their parents and they never got it. So, and it's also like where people they get so protective of their feelings. They are so frightened of being hurt that they will go out and attack first so that they can hurt the other person before they get hurt. And again, that's an extension, isn't it? It's an extension of when someone's got so much anger inside them and they haven't sat down and dealt with it and they haven't talked to themselves about where this anger came from and worked on forgiveness of situations and seen the blessings. When they're holding on to that anger, there will be an extension of that anger where they attack other people, where they manipulate other people, because they want other people to feel the same way. Like a narcissist will always try to drag someone down to their level. A narcissist's level is so low and their self-esteem is so low. They really do not like themselves at all. If they come across somebody who's so empathetic and so kind to just everybody that comes along, that's going to trigger them. And they, rather than raise themselves up to that level, they will never do that. They will try to drag that person down. And that's where empaths get sucked into that, because empaths feel sorry for everybody. Empaths will they just feel so sorry for somebody who's got that much anger in them that they get entangled in that extension of that energy. The empath is trying to heal the narcissist in some way, and the narcissist is trying to drag the goodness and the positivity out of the empath so that the empath can come down to their level. It's always, everything is an extension of what we are feeling ourselves and what we need from other people. So if you can kind of look at the way in which you react to people, do you get offended easily? If someone says something jokingly and you take it as a direct insult, what's going on in your extension that you need? What didn't you get? What didn't you get from your parents that you really need? And so when you're as an adult and you're trying to get that from someone else, if it's an insult or someone's laughing at you or you feel intimidated by someone, is that taking you back to your childhood again? There's that extension of that feeling that you're wanting to get. So I hope you can kind of understand. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but it makes a lot, like, there's another situation where when someone continually brings something up from the past, they say they're over it, but they will continually tell this story over and over and over as a way to clarify to themselves, I'm feeling okay with this. If you keep bringing up a story, it's a way of trying to convince yourself that you're okay with it. And I remember there was someone who at school the headmaster used to say to him, you'll never amount to anything. You're always in trouble. You're just useless. You know, you can't even do any of your schoolwork right. You're always just disrupting the classroom, you're the class clown, you're never going to amount to anything. So that just, now this is where you can go in one of two directions. You can take those words, carry them as your own, and everything you do in life think you're not good enough. Or you can take those words and want to prove that person wrong and go the other way and be successful. So this person went the way of, I'm going to prove them wrong and I'm going to be successful. And he created his own business and he was very, very successful. And one day when he was in his own business, he came across that headmaster that was now an old man. And he couldn't wait to say to the headmaster, oh, look, I've got this very, very successful business. And he did want to throw in as well that he said, I'm probably making more money than you ever have in your career. It was a real like smart ass comment, but it was to make him feel good about himself. I mean, the headmaster guy just said, congratulations, that's wonderful. And in a way, the headmaster guy was not accountable and did not say, I'm sorry for constantly doubting you as a child. He didn't say anything like that. He just said, congratulations for your success in life. But it was like, that bugged this guy for years and years and years. It bugged him. And he will still talk about that story today, because there's that extension in him of, I need to prove that I'm not what they say I am. And that you've always got these two ways that you can go. I quite often explain it like, if you've got choice and you can go either way, your reaction is entirely up to you. So if you were in a car accident, say, and you lost the ability to use your legs and you became a quadriplegic from a car accident, you've got two options with your mindset. So one person will be, okay, this has happened to me. I'm going to use what I can and what I can't and form a different direction in my life. And they go on and they train and they become a Paralympian and become successful, and then they go around speaking to other people in situations, and they're motivational speakers, and they use their situation to better themselves and to help others. And then another person can be in exactly the same situation and they can't find a way to change their situation, so they stay in a victim mode and they do nothing with their life and just have everyone tend to them. Now, neither way is a right or wrong. It is choice. It is just choice. So with every reaction that you have to situations you've been in the past, you have choice. You can forgive yourself for situations, and rather than looking at, oh, they did this to me and they did that to me, again, see them as just souls having experiences that they're just an extension of what they need for themselves. You just got caught up in something that they need. And you don't have to actually forgive a person if they did something absolutely horrible to you. But can you see what that situation taught you? In that situation that you went through, you go back in your mind to a situation where you were really, really hurt by somebody. Some words they spoke, an action they took, it really, really hurt you. In that moment, did you use that situation to grow, to change something within you, to become a better person, to forgive the situation, to see the blessing that was there? Or did you react in a way where you've held on to anger from that situation, then you're still hanging on to that anger? What was the choice that you made at the time on how to react. Like really, if you really go into your reactions and the choices that you've made, it doesn't mean you have to sit there and judge yourself as, oh my God, I made the wrong choice. It's not about that. It's just understanding, okay, this is what I needed at the time, what I needed to feel. So the extension of what was happening around me, this is the way that I reacted. This is the way I reacted at the time. And just don't judge it. Just say, okay, this is what I did. It's exactly the same as me when I go, okay, when my kids were little, I just gave them denied myself stuff and gave my kids stuff because I didn't want them to feel how I felt. Just understanding that. It doesn't mean I have to turn the clock back and change it or rectify it. It's just, okay, I understand that's the way I was. When you get into that deeper thinking about yourself and seeing things on a much deeper level, the future you don't seem to create reactions anymore. There is no need for reactions. So I feel like I'm rambling a bit today around this topic, but because when it becomes very deep, it's very hard to verbalize what it is that I'm actually trying to say. But I could certainly see my guides saying to work more on the extension of what it is that you're trying to feel, and the way in which you react to other people is the way of giving back to yourself what you need. So hopefully that made some form of sense to you, and I will talk to you again soon.